Well, hello everyone, and welcome to a Saturday edition of the Shifts and Pucks News Pack for April 23rd. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter at Shifts and Pucks, Facebook.com Shifts and Pucks, YouTube.com Shifts and Pucks, Twitch.com Shifts and Pucks. Subscribe wherever you get your audio, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network, as it is the Saturday, April 23rd, the final Saturday technically of the regular season. Well, second last here as the season is winding up here, and the Calgary Flames are playing the Vancouver Canucks tonight. We've got WHL playoffs, we've got BCHL to talk about as well, and some U18 results to get into as well. So, bit of a packed news pack here, but we also, of course, want to hope Devin, Sean, Dylan, and Matt have a good time tonight as the Calgary Flames playing the Vancouver Canucks tonight at the Scotiabank Saddledome, courtesy of the Pig and Duke. Dylan coming out from BC, heading out to the game. Matt there. They're going to have a good time watching that game. The Canucks have to, of course, Canucks need to win to continue to hang in for the playoffs. And then, of course, the Flames, of course, have clinched first place in the Pacific Division. And that's where we'll start. Jacob Markstrom is getting the maintenance day as Dustin Wolf was called up on an emergency basis. So it'll be Dan Vladar getting the start tonight for the Calgary Flames. The lines look like this. Lindholm, Gaudreau, and Kachuk, Backlund, Mangiapane, Toffoli, Youngkrog, Dubé, Coleman, Lewis, Lucic, and Ritchie. We've got Hanifin and Anderson on defense, Shillington and Tanev, Zadorov, and Goodbranson. Dan Vladar will get the start. And Dustin Wolf of the Stockholm Heat, top prospect, getting the backup. An exciting night for Dustin Wolf as he appears in a National Hockey League game. The Flames, of course, are coming into this game. As mentioned, they've clinched first. So here in the Pacific, 106 points, 48, 20, and 10 for 106 points. They've won 8 of their last 10. And but this is their last regular season home game, so they'll want to do well in front of the fans. For the Canucks, no lineup changes expected here for the Canucks. Looks like Tyler Myers will get into the lineup. Thatcher Demko will get the goal. However, as far as Yaroslav Halak, he may or may not be done for the year. Bruce Boudreau was asked about that. Boudreau said, I got the report the other day that it didn't look good. It looks like the possibility that Boudreau Halak could play again is maybe the last regular season game against Edmonton. So, of course, the Canucks have the Flames tonight, the Kraken, and then the Kings before that game here. The Canucks, of course, are coming into this right now 38, 29, and 11 for 87 points, 4 points behind Dallas in the second wild card spot, 7 points behind the Kings for third. And so if they're going to get in, mathematically, the possibility would have to be get that second wild card spot. It's going to be hard to beat the Kings the Kings who've won 3 in a row. The Stars have lost 3 in a row, so that is one opportunity there. We'll get into that as well. So Canucks Flames, their final regular season game playing each other tonight as the Flames get ready to go on the road next week for 3 games in Nashville, Minnesota, Winnipeg. The Canucks trying to hang in for their playoff lives. So big game there. And as far as other games, we've had some games already wrapped up here. Here, the Buffalo Sabres beat the New York Islanders 5-3. The Pittsburgh Penguins defeated the Detroit Red Wings 7-2 today, and Sidney Crosby, Mr. Consistency, did it again. He continues to just be Sidney Crosby. He 30 goals for the 10th time. He is the 28th player in NHL history to record 10 or more 30-goal seasons, just a second after behind Alex Ovechkin, who had 16. So, but Pittsburgh, of course, trying to hang in and trying to solidify their position for the playoffs here. They are currently at 101 points, 45, 23, and 11. They're 7 behind the Rangers with 3 to go. It looks like they're either going to be in third place or the wild card. They're there. So that's that game. And then Carolina defeated New Jersey 3-2 in overtime, as Carolina now has 110 points with 3 games left to go. They've won 3 in a row. They're 2 points ahead of the Rangers, who are in action playing the Boston Bruins right now. The Bruins are up 1-0 early in the second as we're doing this recording. So that Rangers trying to keep pace with the Hurricanes. Boston trying to solidify a position here, as they are right now 3 points behind the Tampa Bay Lightning for third place in the Atlantic Division. So those are currently what's going on right now. In terms of some of the other games, we'll focus. The Dallas Stars are taking on the Seattle Kraken tonight. That's one of the key playoff matchups we'll have to watch here. Of course, the Stars, as mentioned, have lost 3 in a row. But they have the rest of their games at home as they finish up the season here. 43-30-5, 91 points. Of course, they are currently 4 points ahead of Vancouver. Kraken, of course, coming off a loss to the Minnesota Wild 6-3 last time, but playing a little bit better. 5 of their last 10 there. We interested to see what's going on in goal for Dallas there as well. The Kings are playing Anaheim tonight. Of course, the Kings we talked about how far they're ahead of the Vancouver Canucks, which is 7 points. They're 5 points ahead of the Vegas Golden Knights for third, and Golden Knights have 4 games to go, so they keep locking on there. They're 4 points behind the Oilers, who clinched a playoff spot last night. So the Kings are trying to not only cement that playoff spot, but see if they can get the Oilers and get home ice advantage there as well. So that's the 2 significant close to Vancouver Calgary games there to keep an eye on as well. Montreal's playing Ottawa. Nashville is taking on Tampa Bay. Might be an emotional night in Ottawa, just to step there for a second. It will be more of an emotional night tomorrow when the Bruins play the Canadiens in Montreal, of course, with the passing of Guy Lafleur. But there's many Montreal Canadian fans in Ottawa, and they will take the trip to Ottawa. So it might be an emotional night in Ottawa, something to watch out there. Nashville taking on Tampa Bay. Nashville, of course, as far as their playoff position, they're 2 points ahead of Dallas for the first wild card spot and they have a game in hand. And then Vegas, their Canucks are 6 points behind Nashville. So Nashville is cementing themselves there. Tampa Bay trying to hold on to that third place spot in the Atlantic Division. They knocked off the Leafs a couple nights ago here. They're 6 points behind them with 5. They have 5 games to go. So if the Leafs stumble, maybe Tampa Bay could catch them, but the Leafs seem to have the driver's seat in terms of second place. But we'll see tonight as Austin Matthews returns. Jake Muzzin will not when they take on the Florida Panthers tonight. The Panthers have, of course, wrapped up everything in the Eastern Conference at 118 points. They have won 12 in a row. They're rolling right now. We got the Chicago Blackhawks taking on the San Jose Sharks. St. Louis Blues are taking on the Arizona Coyotes, who the Coyotes have lost 9 in a row. St. Minnesota is an official first-round matchup. The question is, with 4 games to go, who will get home ice advantage for that? So St. Louis will want to win that one there as well. So, and then that wraps up the schedule for the National Hockey League. In terms of injury news, Robin Lehner, there was a report that he was going to miss the rest of the regular season. It looks like that's not the case. He did not practice today. It was the second straight day. He will be available against the San Jose Sharks on Sunday. Pete DeBoer declined comment on Lehner after the practice. But DeBoer did deny that Lehner is having season-ending knee surgery. So Logan Thompson has stood his ground really well for the Vegas Golden Knights, so we'll have to see what's going on there. But looks like Robin Lehner is possibly going to be available down the stretch for the season for the for the Vegas Golden Knights. In terms of other injury news, we've got, of course, David Pastrnak is back for the Boston Bruins. And of course, Hampus Lindholm did return. Linus Ullmark did return today as the Bruins are playing the New York Rangers. As we talked about, Austin Matthews is back after missing a couple of. I will return to the lineup. So he's missed 3 games with an undisclosed injury. Jake Muzzin remains sidelined, but it's possible that Muzzin will play tomorrow when the Leafs are in action again. But as far as now, Muzzin's not going to play against Florida. Leafs play. Who do the Leafs play tomorrow in action? As the Leafs will play the Washington Capitals tomorrow, so we'll have to see what goes on there. Actually, pretty significant. We'll touch on the schedule tomorrow because it is a pretty significant as we go through this. Just before we move on, as well. But then just to go through the other injury news here. Philip Cheeto also for the New York Rangers. They did, and Andrew Kopp, they're still day to day. They did not play today when the Rangers played the Bruins, so they're both out for a while. Mark Scheifele and Cole Perfetti will likely not play for the Jets for the rest of the season. Scheifele hasn't played since April 10th. He's missed 5 games with an upper body injury. The Jets have been officially eliminated from the playoffs. Perfetti hasn't played since February 17th with an upper body injury. Of course, Evgeny Malkin played, and Jeff Carter played today. Of course, Malkin returned from his 4-game suspension today, so that's the news there. Just to touch on the schedule tomorrow in terms of significant games that will have an impact here, just to keep an eye on. We'll typically don't do a Sunday news pack, but we've got tomorrow's games include, in terms of playoff implications, you've got Carolina wanting to wrap up against the Islanders, Oilers, Columbus. We've got Boston, Montreal. That will be an emotional game more than anything else. Tampa Bay, Florida. That will be Montreal. Back to Boston, Montreal. That will be the first home game, of course, since Guy Lafleur passed away. Minnesota will be playing Nashville. St. Louis will be playing Anaheim as they continue to battle for second. Toronto and Washington go battling for position. And then San Jose is playing Vegas tomorrow as well. So that is the schedule to keep an eye on for tomorrow. To jump onto the WHL, all 8 playoff series will continue as, of course, the Winnipeg Ice take on the Prince Albert Raiders. Here, the Ice are hoping for news around Matthew Savoy. They are lead their series 1-0. Savoy left mid-third period yesterday with a significant injury, with a leg injury that did not look good. So we're receiving any news on that. He's no word yet if he's going to play or not, but we'll have to see about that. And then you got the Lethbridge Hurricanes taking on the Edmonton Oil Kings. The Hurricanes started that series on Thursday, and the Oil Kings came away with the 4-1 victory, so they lead 1-0. Then you have the Moose Jaw Warriors and the Saskatoon Blades. They played last night, and the Warriors came away with the victory as they lead that series 1-0. And then the Red Deer Rebels on a Chase Coward shutout beat the Brandon Wings 5-0 yesterday. They will continue tonight with the Rebels leading 1-0. Portland Winterhawks will be taking on the Prince George Cougars. They came off that 5-2 win, and they lead 1-0. Tomas Milic will lead the Thunderbirds against the Kelowna Rockets. He had the shutout yesterday in the 5-0 victory over the Kelowna Rockets. They lead 1-0. The Vancouver Giants, fresh off trailing 4-2 and coming back with an Adam Hall hat trick, and including the overtime winner, and Fabian Lascelles 5 assists, lead Everett 1-0. That's game 2. And then the Kamloops Blazers are taking on the Spokane Chiefs tonight. The Blazers won 9-0 yesterday. So all 8 games. While I have we'll be doing the Eastern Conference recap of all 4 of those games. Adam Kirschenblatt will be doing the recap of all 4 of the Western Conference games. So we'll check that out on WHL on Area 51 there as well. And then in the U18s, the U.S. beat the Canadians 8-3 this morning as they're playing there. Isaac, the U.S. jumped out to a 2-0 lead with Isaac Howard getting a couple goals. Matthew Wood scored for Canada. Matthew Ward as well, and Connor Bedard. But Logan Cooley, Lucius Cruz, Ryan Chesley, Isaac Howard with the hat trick. Actually, Isaac Howard got 4 goals for the U.S. to beat Canada 4-3. And then finally in BCHL action, we of course there was a very unfortunate situation in the Langley Rivermen Alberni Valley game last night. Alberni Valley Rivermen. Or Alberni Valley, Langley Rivermen, Alberni Valley Bulldogs, pardon me, as the color commentator was making a comment about the Langley Rivermen player named Owen Kim, who is Asian, and it is a situation where the commentator asked if the player spoke English. It was kudos to the play-by-play broadcaster, Evan Hammond. He said it was too far. McDonald did apologize early in the third in the first stoppage play, and as did Hammond, but McDonald was immediately removed by BCHL and Alberni Valley, but it left a pall on that game, unfortunately, and there, although the reaction was stiff, and Bulldogs president David Michaud says, whenever you find yourself in situations like this, the best thing to do is shine a light on us. We hung a 70-foot banner in our arenas that says racism has no place in hockey. And so when I hear comments like that being made, there is no decision to be made. And Bruce can't be part of our organization anymore. So the color commentator has been removed and permanently banned there as well. As far as the actual games, the Bulldogs beat the Langley Rivermen 2-1 there in that game. As tough turn, but just to touch on the game, this game it's been a tight series. Hobie Hedquist trying to stop 21 of 22 shots. Arjit Gandara stopped 33 of 35 shots. Game 6 is tomorrow in Langley, and of course, the Rivermen lead the Alberni Valley Bulldogs 3-2, and the West Kelowna Warriors defeated the Salmon Arm Silverbacks 6-3. Christoph Farmer scored a hat trick. Felix Trudeau contributed 3 assists, and the Warriors will advance to play the Penticton Bees in round 3. Johnny Derrick stopped 18 shots in the win, but so the Warriors have moved on in their series, taking that series 4-1. So it'll be the West Kelowna Warriors taking on the Penticton Bees, and the winner of the Alberni Valley Bulldogs and Langley Rivermen will face the Nanaimo Clippers in the semifinals. So that is the news for today. You can always follow us. You can, of course, follow us all individually on Twitter as well. Sean is Beardy Canuck 03, Tyler TNOBLE, and Devin Gordhow 09, Christian Schneid's SCHNAIDZ. I am KVOLE. Shifts and Pucks on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Subscribe wherever you get your audio, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network. Before we go, I'll just quickly read the BCHL statement here from the game last night with Alberni Valley, and then we'll close off there here, as we hope you have a great rest of your day. But during the second period of tonight's game between the Alberni Valley Bulldogs and the Langley Rivermen, Bruce McDonald, the home color commentator, made a racist comment towards Rivermen player Owen Kim. The Bulldogs were immediately informed of the comments and took action by removing Mr. McDonald from the broadcast. The BCHL and the Alberni Valley Bulldogs would like to apologize to Owen Kim and his family, as well as everyone else who may have heard the comment. We have a zero tolerance for this type of behavior, and Mr. McDonald is banned from any future broadcasts involving the Bulldogs or any other BCHL team. So that is that. But that's the news. Thank you everyone for watching and listening. We'll talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.